Hey music nerds, what's up? Here's your nerd-in-chief, Sarah Wallenhuff. I'm in the middle of a project for a friend of mine who's asked me to do some simple arrangements for a couple of Christmas carols on an upcoming Sunday service. And you know me, I gotta do something fun and creative with them. And so I thought it'd be fun to share with you a little bit of what I'm going through right now and how I do something like this. Now, granted, when I take a popular song like a Christmas carol, a public domain Christmas carol that's well known, I try not to change the original melody too terribly much. One of them was lesser known, so I felt like I had a little more freedom. I did In the Bleak Midwinter last night, and so I'll be happy to show you what I came up with for that, and I'm really proud of it. Today I'm working on the wassail song, you know, here we come a wassailing, da 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 da. You know that one, right? And I really thought I was gonna keep it simple and just pretty much do the original song with maybe some chord changes. But I don't know. I dug into my inner Evanescence and Within Temptation and my inner rock that I love, and I'm like, you know, this should be a rock song. This would be so fun. So let me show you kind of what I did here. You like my sketches? See, right up here is what I did working out in the Bleak Midwinter. And here was the sketches I did for Wassail Song. Yeah, so you can see I kind of went a little nuts. I first took the main melody, right? And I said to myself, okay, what if I was getting into the rock thing? And I wanted to be careful not to go all reggae. Not that there's anything wrong with reggae, but it's kind of not who I am. I'm more of a rock person, right? So I said to myself, okay, well, what if I turned that triplet feel, la, 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 you know, la, li, la, 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 la. What if I turned that more into a square feel? Triplet gives you a rolling feel. 4/4 gives you more of a square feel. So, but you can create sort of a square version of that by using syncopation. So I did. And then this part is already square, so I figured I'll leave it. Oh, sorry. Then I jazzed it up a little bit here. Notice I didn't want to get too nutso with it, right? We still want the congregation to be able to sing with it, right? So once I wrote all that out, then I said, okay, cool. Now, there's a lot of repeated, I don't know if you remember our first video with the pitch class basics, right? There's a lot of repeated notes here. A lot of C's, a lot of G's. Right, so in creating the fun chords for it, and again, chords, the harmonies, the original harmonies are what make this and other pieces so familiar. So I'll just take a look up here at my original, see, I'll show off a little bit. I have an original Christmas Carol book that I grew up with, that my grandma had, and I actually taught myself piano. Not that I recommend everybody do it, but I would take books like this from my grandma's piano bench and just teach myself to read a lot of them. That's why I'm not that great at piano, but at least I can use it to figure out what I'm doing. So here's some of the original chords as dictated by Tom Glaser. So it goes a little something like this. Da, la, da. See, I'm a bad pianist here. Forgive me. And then G. See, they're actually really nice chords, and so I'm gonna keep a lot of what's there, a lot of the flavor, but I decided to cover up the book with my book and come up with my own chords based on my gut. And based on the fact that there are so many C's and G's rolling around. Because you know what? When you have two notes and you're based in a traditional tonal environment of triads, which have three notes, there are a lot of combinations, especially when you throw in tetrachords, which is, you know, adding a seventh or sometimes a sixth, or, you know, something that comes up a lot. Like this would be a triad, but then this would be like the 7. Adding that 7th note. And so when you have those possibilities, you have a lot of chords you can go with. So check this out. This is what I came up with. And again, I apologize for the bad playing. So I start off with C. See, I love that B flat. That B flat rocks. That's part of like this rocking thing. And I did that 7th. I usually don't like dominant 7ths. That's what they're called. That famous, you know, because you have that tritone in there. I usually don't like that because it's so traditional. Oh my gosh. But in this case, I really wanted it because the melody lands there, and I could have gone la, but I didn't want to. I wanted to keep the melody right there. So I went I had tricky part coming up with that chord. That's an A7, A minor 7. Now minor 7s, I love minor 7s. They're like, they're so juicy to me. But so once again, which leads nicely to la da ba ba bum. Yeah, ba dum bum ba dum bum bum ba da dum bum. And then that's as far as I got before I felt like, oh, I wanted to share with you. Okay, so now the question is, how do I figure out what comes next? So I go back and I play it a couple times. That's how I came up with that awesome A minor 7. So I'm go back to the chorus and I think to myself, okay. I should land on C right there because that's the tonic. By the way, FYI, the final result has been requested by my friend who's going to be singing this to be in D, but it was too much for my poor brain to want to get into transposing on the spot while I'm writing. So I just stuck with the original music that I had here, so I don't have to worry about that level, and I'll put it into my computer and figure out the piano accompaniment and everything, and then I'll transpose it. So when I did that with In the Bleak Midwinter, I first wrote it in F. I have now a version of In the Bleak Midwinter for F and also in D for a higher voice and then a lower voice. So same thing with this. When I release this version, I'm going to have an original version in C, but then I'll also have a transposed version in D for my friend. And by the way, so if anybody wants any of my, like, not my original pieces, but my arrangements, if you would like it in a different key, just let me know. I just have to hit a button and I can do that for you. So anyway, so how to go on from here? First of all, I'm not sure if I like that G. I did at first, but let me see if I really, really, really like it. I think I want to go to B flat here. It's really strong, don't you think? That lowered, that B flat there. Oh, I'm going from the chorus. Now we swap, instead of G we go to F. La 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 So feel free to check this out. This is gonna be out like at the beginning of next week, probably, on my site and also on Sheet Music Plus. And by the way, if you want to check out my sheet music on my site, everything is up to 50% cheaper than elsewhere because I don't have to share the revenue. Yay! And you support me directly. Awesome. So you save a little bit of money. And I hope you have a great holiday season, and we will see you next time.